We are unbelievably excited to have Traders Hall of Famer with us today. Bryce Headley of BigTrends.com is with us from Lexington, Kentucky, right?
Right, Jeffrey. Glad to be here.
Well, is that the hometown of country singer John Michael Montgomery, or is that somewhere else?
No, John Michael Montgomery is here in Lexington as well. Yes, it's the hometown of John Michael as well as the Kentucky Wildcats and definitely the horse capital of the thoroughbred industry. So a lot of beautiful horses here as well as just a beautiful town, beautiful place to trade from. That's for sure.
Yeah, I wish I could be able to see out your window, but maybe some other time.
Absolutely, anytime. Come on down.
Okay.
But let me ask you, how did you get started with the Three Gurus, and how did this whole event get started with you?
Yeah, well, I got into trading, back in 1989 when I was at Duke University, and basically after trading for a number of years, and then when I started BigTrends.com back in '99, I had the privilege of literally the first month I started going out and doing a webinar, a web event, I should say, with Larry McMillan. We did a live event, started to do some web events as well. And Larry McMillan truly is one of the guy who wrote the book on options. His book, Options as a Strategic Investment, is basically the original Bible of option strategies. So, Larry and I did a lot together, and then Fari Hamzei and I got to know each other as well. And was really impressed with his analysis and the way he approached things. And so we said, hey, why don't we take the opportunity to kind of have a mastermind group, if you will. Let's pull the three of us together, my strength being on the technical analysis side and how you can apply technical analysis into option strategies. And so we brought all three of us together and said, let's do a live event. We went out to Las Vegas, did a live event, and that was a big hit. And then we said, hey, why don't we take this to the web? And so we as you said, Jeffrey, we did that full event over the web, and that was responded to so well. So we're continuing that on again here on March 3rd and can't wait. We just have had so much positive feedback from people. So convenient to do from the comfort of your own home or office and really soak in that information. It's a lot of information. We'd rather give you more than less. So that's really one of the mottos is basically under promise and over deliver.
Yeah, that's true. After watching the last event for 3 whole days, my brain was about to explode, but I knew so much about options, I felt like I was years ahead. Okay, let's backtrack a little. Before you became a quote-unquote guru, what exactly attracted you to the markets? You said when you were at Duke University, you started to trade, and I'm sure a lot of people out there are in the same position in college or a little bit after.
Sure. Well, it's interesting because my family background, being in Kentucky, my family's been in the thoroughbred horse business for generations. So, in the horse business, they have a motto. They say, "Breed the best of the best and hope for the best."
Right.
And for me, that wasn't really good enough. I didn't want to put hope into the equation. I wanted skill and hard work and all that perseverance to pay off and basically say, okay, nothing is an absolute certainty, but if you do your homework, hey, can we do a little better than hope and actually have better odds and put the odds in our favor?
Yeah.
And so, I told my dad, hey, I'm going to do something more conservative than breeding thoroughbred horses. I'm going to trade stocks and options.
That's more conservative.
Yeah, he thought I had lost it. He thought I was nuts as saying that's more conservative. But in my mind, it really is, because you can control your risk. Right. You can define where are you willing to not only get into a trade. That's where most traders fall short, is that they can easily get into a trade, but they have a hard time getting out of the trade. And so that's what myself as well as the other gurus are big believers in, is defining what's not only your entry point, but what gets you out. What's your game plan when you go into the trade? So that way you don't get into a reactive getting swung by the market tides, but rather you say, here's how I'm going to adapt. Here's what I'm going to say. It's doing what I expect, or if it's not doing what I expected, then get on out, get back to the sidelines. You can always get back in. That was another big attraction for me, Jeffrey, was saying we have liquidity. We can get in and out whenever we want, and the markets now are even more liquid and more able to get in and out than they were back when I started trading in '89 and '90. So compared to if I breed a horse and I've got a 2 or 3 year cycle before I sell that horse, basically you're sitting there waiting for a while before that happens. Same thing with when real estate was all the rage back in the early 2000s. I thought, never last, because it's not liquid. All these people get stuck with homes that they're trying to unload, and once that market dries up, like we've seen in recent years, you got no pool of people that you can sell it to on the other end, and the banks have contributed to that as well. So as a trader, to me, it's really the ultimate business, because you don't carry the inventory. You know, I've heard people talk about eBay businesses and things. Well,
Right.
you're carrying a bunch of inventory. You got to deal with the post office. You got to deal with all these headaches. With trading, you just have to manage yourself.
Yeah.
If you can manage yourself effectively, you can really put yourself in a position to put the odds in your favor, because frankly, so many people do a poor job of managing themselves. They let their emotions run wild.
Right.
And I'm sure a lot of the traders who are watching this can appreciate, hey, you've been there, you've done that. You've said, oh, I'm feeling emotional, I'm panicking out of a trade, or I'm rushing in feeling like I'm missing out. You've got to have a plan, you've got to develop that plan, and that's, to me, the secret. That's the foundation and the secret of success. If you've got that plan and can follow your plan and develop that discipline, it's a self-discipline, then basically you'll be, I think, far ahead of the majority of traders. So that's one of the things we really help you cultivate across the 3 Gurus sessions.